welcome back to our YouTube channel. My name is Umazi. Today I want to talk about very good news. Come bearing good news to you guys. Yeah, about how you can apply for jobs even without the employer having done LMIA assessment. Now, one thing that is a pain in everywhere, every inch of the body, is when you're looking for a job and you don't get responses. It really it's kind of discouraging, but I've been encouraging people like keep applying, push as much as you can. But I know, like, if the employer has not done LMIA assessment and they have not been approved by the government, then it is not in their capacity. Like, they are not allowed to employ foreigners. Okay, so they need to have that assessment done and approved for them to be allowed to employ. Now, the good news is there are some companies that have been exempted by the government, and they can actually employ foreign workers without having done LMIA assessment. So this program that covers that is called International Mobility Program. So basically it allows Canada employers to employ temporary foreign workers without the need of LMIA. So the position for this, what kind of jobs? I know the question that will come is what kind of jobs can I apply, or what kind of jobs are exempted from LMIA? So the job, first, it has to be serving Canada's cultural and economic interests. A Canadian employer can hire temporary workers without LMIA through the IMP. IMP is the International Mobility Program. So as long as it serves cultural and Canada's cultural and economic interest, then they are exempted, and they can actually hire. So what are these cultural and economic interests, you might ask? So they have come up with 5 streams for this program. So you have to go through all the streams and see which one suits you or which one you qualify for you to apply, because there are different categories, and I'm going to be mentioning them one by one, so stay tuned. So the first one actually is reciprocal youth exchange agreement. Reciprocal, forgive my accent. Reciprocal exchange agreement. This is one of the streams, and this streams is actually equivalent, or is the same as the International Experience Canada stream under the express entry. So I have done a video about express entry and the different categories, different streams under it. IEC is one of it. That is International Experience Canada stream is one of them. So this reciprocal youth exchange agreement is the same stream, like it's more or less the same. The requirements are the same. So for this program, the workers have to be between the age of 18 to 35 years. So if you are between that age, then you qualify for this stream. You can actually get a job without LMIA. Second is international free trade agreements. Now, there are so many agreements between Canada and its trade partners, and if you actually in one of those trade partners countries, then you can actually qualify for this international trade agreement. Some of the agreements, I'll just mention a few, is North American Free Trade Agreements. I'm going to leave all these links for the agreement in description box, so you can go back and check, because maybe sometimes I speak too fast and sometimes you may not be able to grasp, but I'll leave the links on description box, so go there and check. So there's North American Free Trade Agreement, there's Canada, Peru, Canada, Colombia, Canada, Korea. So the third one is Canada, European Union Comprehensive Economic and Trade Agreement. There's there's General Agreement on Trade in Services. There's a Canada and United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland. There's also Canada-Panama Free Trade and Comprehensive Progress Agreement of Trans-Pacific Partnership. They have link and details on what it entails and the requirements and everything. So I'm going to leave those links on the description box. I just wanted to highlight them. So that is the second stream. The third stream is the intra-company trader program. Now, what this one means, the intra-company trader program, is if you're working for a company in your country, that company is also in Canada or is Canada based, then you can just request for a transfer without having, or without the employer, you know, like having to do LMIA assessment for them to invite you, blah, 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 all the process. So you can just like request for a transfer, then you come and work in Canada. The other stream, that is the third, the fourth stream is the Bridging Open Work Permit. This one is for those who want to work in Canada and they are currently having a permanent residence in their permanent residence application in progress or under processing. So I know I have mentioned, if you've had a one-on-one session with us, I'm sure you know this information in details, that if you applying, if you have submitted your express entry or permanent residence processing, then continue to apply for jobs, because this increases your chances of getting in the draw and qualifying for permanent residence. So now this Bridging Open Work Permit, if you already have a you have, and I know a lot of them, like a lot of people have come to me and told me, you know what, I started my application in 2019, I started my process in 2020, I started my process last year or recently, and sometimes it takes long. But here's the good news for you guys. If you have that in process, then you qualify for these streams. You can just get a job without, even if the employer is not LMIA approved, you can still get a chance to come to Canada because you have already a process ongoing, okay? And just to be specific, you must have received approval, notice of application or notice to apply, NTA, notice to apply. Like you must have received that notification that, okay, you can now proceed and apply. Not just you have submitted your profile. No, you must have submitted the profile and you have received that notification, and now your process is ongoing, okay? The last one is circumstances of social or cultural benefit to Canada. There was a time, if you remember, if you're following me on my TikTok, then I posted that Canada was looking for French-speaking workers. This is one of them. If you speak French and you're applying to a French-speaking province or French-speaking communities, then you qualify for this stream. The employer doesn't have to have LMIA approved, even submission, but they must be qualifying for LMIA, but they don't have to be assessed. That is the thing. So they don't need to go through the whole process of assessment, and that makes it easier for the employer to do the hiring process, because the LMIA also is not an easy process. So it makes it easy. So how do you apply for these jobs, or how do you apply for this category? So number one, the employer needs to post that job, and that is the employer side. That you don't have to worry about it, because the employer is the one who is supposed to do that. They need to submit the job offer in the employer portal, and then it gets assessed by the government to check that they actually meet the requirement of LMIA exemption. That means either they're from Francophone programs, that is the cultural and social benefit for Canada, or maybe Bridging Open Work Permits, blah, 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 the streams that I've just mentioned above. So if they qualify for that, or they meet the requirement for that, then they are exempted. And then, of course, they will pay the fees and submit that job offer to the employer, and then they submit the job offer. Yeah, they submit the official job offer if it's required though. Now, on your side, when you receive that job offer from the employer, then you now proceed and apply for your work permit, okay, for a temporary work permit, and you come in, and that's the end, guys. How easy is that? So I want to mention something. I have received a lot of people like inquiring that I have been having a work permit back home and I'm waiting, I've been waiting. And just when I get to inquire or check, then these work permits, they come up, but someone gets, somehow they get the work permit without, having done the process, which is kind of a little bit tricky. I don't want to spoil anybody's business, but please, like, be vigilant out there when you are doing the process. Make sure, like, you have communication from the embassy directly to you. Make sure your job offer has your name in it and it has a job offer number, because that number is the one that the embassy is going to use when processing your work permit, okay, or work visa. So make sure the job offer is addressed to you. It has your name in it and address, and not just like a section of probably job posting or something like that, because I've seen quite a number of that. And I'm just here to, like, giving you an information or enlightening people just to be, cautious out there and be vigilant on the processes that we are using. So make sure that if it's a job offer, you have done the interview, you've communicated with either the hiring company or the hiring agency for that company, and you just do the right processes. So that is all, guys. All the best. Keep following us, subscribe on our channel, and share the videos. If you have any question, drop them on the comment section and I will get back to you. Until next time, bye.